And of course, our guest as usual is Mr. Patrick Uduma. Good morning to you.
Didi, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am. I mean, I don't get to see you that often because we don't get to. Our paths never get to cross that often.
Night has crossed.
Only on special occasions like this, when Sam will have to do something that will make me feeling for him, and then it happens.
And how come it's always you?
I see. These are the issues. These are the issues that need addressing. The National Assembly, we need to pass a bill on this one because I will protest. It's becoming too much. Or let me sound like some Nigerians. It's becoming unbecoming.
How are you anyway?
Very well, thank you.
But are you dwelling in goodness?
Yeah, I think so.
No, we don't need to think about it because it's supposed to be nature.
Okay.
So if you said you are in God and you are in goodness, it's just as simple as that. But people are in God, but they are not sure they are in goodness. And this is why we constantly remind people about dwelling goodness. You can't say you are in God and you are out of goodness. You know where it said, my thought was is not thought of evil. So why do you think bad thought about yourself? Yeah, today so we'll be talking about streams.
Streams.
And let's define what stream is. A continuous flow of things or people. We're in a constant flow. Mark that word flow. We'll use it in the future.
Okay.
The direction in which water is flowing. So which direction is life flowing from? Now, a trend, a cause, or a draft as opinion, thought, and history. Opinion, thought. I liked the way a gentleman who wrote Psalm 37:6 said, "Oh God, how extravagant, excellent is your cherishing love. All mankind can find a hiding place under the shadow of your wings. All may drink." Where are you drinking? It's important people don't know where they are drinking from. Of the anointing from the abundance of your house. All may drink their fill from the rivers of Eden. The fountain of life flow from you to satisfy me. In your light of holiness, we shall receive the light of revelation. I like the way they pen it down in Proverbs 10:20. Say, true enrichment comes from the blessing of the Lord with rest and contentment. I like that word, rest and contentment, in knowing that it comes from the Lord. The main aim of this thought today, this discourse, is to establish possible pattern or system. Number one, to increase our contentment with ourselves. A lot of us want external validation or things, or we're being driven by external forces or influences. So we're not contented with who we are. Activate our creative potentials, those dormant potentials inside of you. Awake our productive personality and establish a balance. It is remarkable and worthy to know that we can attain good life that is pleasant and meaningful by understanding that we are being guided. You are being guided in life, whether consciously or unconsciously. You are being governed. You're being controlled. You're being directed in our day-to-day activity and by a source. So there's always a source with which you flow from. It is either you are unconsciously or consciously pursuing life or death. And majority of us are unconsciously pursuing death. This can be directly linked by two basic nature of life. We have what they call natural life focus or divine life focus. Even people who think they are in divinity are controlled by natural focus. How do we know that? Our clarity of each life's futures will expose whether we are influenced by natural life or divine control.
Okay.
Your sense of life will be a tool to establish which flow your life is watered from or watered with. Your source will determine the flow or the control of your life. Now let's look about natural life focus. It is externally driven and essentially characterizing negativity or negative pools. If, for instance, you're going to get a wedding and essentially as the pressure of that wedding is consuming you. You see, you are being influenced. You can say, hey, I choose to do this wedding, and it's within me. I'm not going to kill myself during this wedding. It is for me. I'm not for the wedding. But a lot of people lose their life because of wedding, for instance. And so now, the pressure of the wedding, essentially, because it's external. But now, if I've chosen to get married, hey, it's my choice. And so essentially, characterize a negative pull like limited self, fear, disbelief, discounted life, disengaged from life, disconnected from higher self, lack of courage, mismanagement. This is exactly where Nigeria is, mismanagement. That's why people have depression, lockups, challenge the focus, lack of courage and motivation, weak imagination, lack of growth, resignation of faith associated with unwellness, and lack of motivation. On the other hand, divine life offers you or focuses on internal driven life. And how do we know this? There's so much richness in your disposition. You have strength. You have satisfaction. There's such peace. There's rest. There's release. There's liveliness. You're being watered. There's brightness around you. There's comfort. There's oneness. There's wholeness. There's integration. There's fulfillment. There's wholehearted engagement with life. There's self-worth. There's clarity. There's wellness. And there's productivity and possibility. Let's go back to your wedding. You know you have the capacity to do this wedding. And you can design how this wedding will be. It can't be a pressure. You can't be pressure. So once your peace is taken, you're not going to wholeheartedly engage. And so you mean that you're externally driven, not internally driven. You know, a lot of people have got to a point where in their ministry or in their life, in their work life, they're disconnected, they're discouraged. Now, the pews, the congregants are not responding and they're trying to throw in the towel. A lot of marriages are driven by external pressure, and now you see that a sense of life is disengaged, despondent, depressed. There are two keys to life sense. Control. Number one. This happens when one has an unestablished personal source where your life is watered from. It is when your need, desires, expectations, ambition, and suffering become the source of your flow. You know, there are people struggling in their workplace because I remember when they didn't pay us salary. You know, for 6 months, I knew I had the capacity to change the dynamics rather than allowing my company to change the dynamics. So my internal drive will help me be at peace with what is happening. I'm not afraid to lose a job. I can recreate one. I'm not afraid to people not to come for my program. I'm not. If they won't, let them come. But they will come. So that state where you're not in control. I watch about a lot of pastors who want to throw in because the parishioners are not responding or paying titles of that. And they want to control them with manipulation. You know, law leaders, political leaders. So my ambition cannot control me. The life of control is driven by need, influenced by fear, worry, jealous, ego, hurt, unforgiveness, ever wanting, the more factor, empowered by shame, past event. They need to be in charge by governing others or directing your life by essence. I can't direct my life essence. Trust me. You're doing nothing. You're being done. You don't know how your hair grows. You don't know how you breathe. You don't know how your lungs are working. So control is associated with struggling, bottling up, restrained by your past experiences, unreleased hurt, or on the unpleasant experiences of the past. Most time, control is better from the wrong motive, wrong thinking, wrong perspective, especially the lied self-believed, wrong seed of life, wrong held emotion, wrong life of application, attachment to a particular way of life. Where is your source that watered your life? How are you flowing in life? And how are you dripping? Now, let's look about the flow, which is grace. It's rightly doing life instruction. You know, people get it wrong where they don't have internal voice. And if you don't master your internal voice, you'll be disobedient. So, flow means rightly doing life. Obedience to your source, instruction, surrendering, allowing, admitting the divine resources without resisting, trusting, releasing, waiting, enduring, engaging, fighting the good fight of faith with gratitude. Now, your flows are strengthened by prayer. This is the center of focus where clarity and determination forge connection. That's where creativity comes in and intuition are bettered. Studying. People don't have study life. So they don't acquire knowledge. So they expand their knowledge. They don't expand their experiences. They don't create newness and enlarge their capacity base. The act of devotion, worshiping in gratitude, the gratitude moment, caring, living in the moment, and lovingly embracing your life and emptying unconditionally to others. Now, let me drop it here. This is how you know the stream. Who or what is the source of empowerment? You know, when I was thinking about it, somebody gave me a prophecy. Oh, prophetic word. Hey, balaba. And it was creating fear. I didn't allow that fear to get into me. My voice, internal voice said, where is your source? What has your source said? And my source has said, let nothing terrify you. Let nothing make you be afraid. He said, I am with you. I will help you. I will deliver you. Yes, I didn't discount the prophecy, but I have my own words because I am engaged. I listen to my source. So, number one, we are being empowered. And who empowers you have dominion? I recall when my brother died, and the guy said, if you don't see me, okay, your brother will kill you.
Are you serious?
Yes. I went back to my source, and my source said, do not call conspiracy what they call conspiracy. Do not dread what they dread. Fear me, I become a stone of offense. That man is dead. I'm alive. So, because my power comes from a source. Now, what are you experiencing? If you're a child of God and you don't experience peace in your life, I question your source. If you are anxiety mode over whether the economy will crash or not crash, question your source. If you are afraid to keep a job, question your source. If you're afraid to keep your ministry, question your source. So, empowerment, experiencing, and expression, which is where you have the source, yourself, and the service. How you talk to people, how you relate with people in your business, or even your career will determine where your source is from. And that's why here we'll keep talking about dwelling in goodness. I need to respect you. I need to honor you. I need to be kind to you. I need to be generous. I need to believe in my nation. I need to believe in myself. I need to redefine my source empowerment. I need to challenge the source of my influence. I need to rightly flow and obey. I need to rightly engage in divine life. I need to rightly balance my focus. I need to dwell in goodness. So, to know your source, know your empowerment, know what you're experiencing, and know what you're dropping, expressing.
Okay, so now let's talk about standouts.
Well, for me, for the past 4 years to 5 years, I have redefined my standard. And I asked my colleagues, please check, what's my life? Life used to control me, but hey, I'm controlling life. Because you can't take advantage of me. How? I choose to engage, not being engaged. And that's why today we're going to talk about what we call culture. What are you cultivating in life? Is it a personal power? You know that people don't have their internal voice, their own voice. They are drowned by multiple voices. And so today we'll be dealing with something that will help you to adapt in the 21st century. Because you see, every day prices will change, life will change, technology will change. If you have not cultured your life, you'll be lost in life. So you come over to Standard today. Exactly
where is it
11
happening?
o'clock.
Okay.
The Royal Garden Hotel, the Inner Court Church at Arochukwu Street, Romomase, in between Mater Church, Catholic Church, and First Bank. That street.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, the numbers to call.
0033411451.
Slow down now. Slow down now. Mr. Patrick, don't do this.
0033411451. 0033411451. Please go to our www.swirestandard and download previous excision. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Patrick, as well. And that brings us to the end of the Saturday morning show.